Today we will be going over how to set up a Node.js environment on our operating system. I am using macOS here, but this is the same procedure if you are using a Linux system. To start with, we need to get to the terminal. I have Visual Studio Code open here. You can also use the native terminal in your operating system. So to start with, we go to the terminal, and then we go new terminal, and then we execute a very simple command. Just a background, to install Node on a Mac OS or a Linux system, I usually prefer the NVM method, which stands for Node Version Manager. Often we have to support our legacy and our current projects, so we need to switch between the node versions, and the Node Version Manager makes it very easy and painless for us to do so. Switching between the node version using the NVM is very easy. That's why I prefer this method on all my operating systems that I use. To get started, we execute a very simple command in the terminal. I'll have all the commands that I'm using here in the description below. So this basically says to download the install.sh file from here, and then we'll go bash. So that this means like download the install.sh file from this location and execute it right away. And this will download that file and install NVM for us. As you can see here, this will be version 0.39.1. So we go ahead and execute that command. So it's downloading. So it's downloaded the file and it has installed it for us. As you can see that it says like appending some commands to the bash profile. These are the 3 lines that got added to the bash profile. Since we just installed it and our bash, this is a bash terminal, and we don't have that code loaded yet here because it just added it to the bash profile, right? So we need to load that in order for the NVM to work. This basically, what these 3 lines basically does is actually every time we open the terminal, the bash terminal opens, it automatically loads all the codes in the .bash profile, and this 3 line initializes NVM for use. If we don't have this, if we type NVM on the terminal, it will just show us command not found. So what we have to do in this case, first of all, is load the code that it has added to the bash profile. For that, we go source.bash profile. So now we have all these 3 codes loaded, so it's ready for use. First of all, we'll see what NVM version it has downloaded and installed for us. We already know it's 0.39.1 from the link here, but we'll just make sure. So it's NVM -v. Sorry, that was a typo. NVM -v. So as you can see, we are doing 0.39.1. I do not have Node installed on my system. Node -v will tell you command not found because Node is not installed on the system. We are going to use NVM to install Node on our system. So the first thing that we do is we'll try to grab the versions of Node that is available to us through NVM for use. So we go NVM ls-remote. So that means list all the versions that you have for Node from the remote. So we go and enter. This is showing us all the versions available to NVM from start to the end. As you can see, we have many versions of 17, 18, 19, and if you go back, you have 12, 13, 14. The good thing about this is like this, we can use any versions in here, right? And we can switch between them. So even the minor releases, major releases, everything is in here. But let's say we don't want to see a big list. We just want to see the stable versions that we have that's available to us. For that, we go NVM ls. So this shows us the stable version in each one of the releases. So like 14, 16, 18, and whatnot. So let's say for our purposes, we want to install the 14.21.2. We want to use that, install that and use that. So for that, we go NVM install and we type in the version number. So in this case 41.21.2. This version number can be anything in this list. So if we want to use a very specific version for Node, we can actually do that. You can grab any one of these and put it in here instead of this 14.20 1.2, and it will download and install that for us. So let's say we want to start with this. We go that and we do enter. So it will download that version for us and it will install that version for us. Gonna take a sec. And there we go. As you can see, now using Node 14.21.2. What I usually like to do is tell NVMs explicitly to use that. It does it by default, as you can see, like it's using that by default, but I usually like to explicitly say, hey, use this. In that case, next time you restart your computer or restart your terminal, Node NVM will remember to use that Node version. For that, you go NVM use and 14.21.2. I'm telling NVM, hey, NVM use that. And as you can see, now using Node version this. Now we're going to check with Node -v if that is the correct one. And as you can see, yes, that is the correct one. Node -v is now working because now Node is recognized as a command in the terminal. This way we can execute any JavaScript files or anything that we need Node to execute in the future, because Node command is now available to us. So let's say for some reason this was our legacy project. We are doing a new project, and we need to switch between the versions. Let's say we need to switch to 18.13.0. It's very simple. We just repeat the process. So we go nvm install 18.13.0 and enter. This downloads it for us, installs it for us. And again, as I said, like I always like to use nvm use command because that tells NVM to use that specific Node version. So we go enter, and as you can see, it says now using Node 18.13.0. We can ensure that with Node -v, and it is using 18.13.0. So let's say we are finished with our current project and we need to switch back to the old project. We already have, let's say we want to switch back to 14.21.2. We already have that installed. So we don't need to install it again. We just need to use it. So we go nvm use in this case. And this is where the use actually comes in. If you already have it installed, you don't have to install it again. You can just use nvm use 14.21.2. And there you go. Now Node is 14.21.2. We can use Node -v to check that. And we have switched back from 18.13.0 to 14.21.2. And now Node is available on our system, and we can switch between the versions of Node, the ones that we need. And as you know, the NVM ls remote lists every Node version available here, so you can switch between any one of them that you prefer to do so. That's it, folks. Thanks for being with me on this very first video. Let me know down in the comments below what you liked about this video, what you did not like about this video, and what you would like to see in the future. Thank you again. Have a good day.